Good evening, everyone, or good afternoon if you're on the West Coast. Welcome to the Smart Money Team Hangout. This is going to be a great show, you guys. But listen, before we get going tonight, let me just let you know that we're not going to do a presentation tonight. We're actually going to get into some deep discussion about mortgages. So if you're new to the show, welcome. This is the home of reverse banking, which is the strategic approach to rapid debt elimination. So if you're looking for a way to eliminate your debt fast, then we are going to share with you how thousands of people around the country are using our strategy and our resources to be able to eliminate their debt, including their mortgage, in 5 to 7 years, completely debt free. So before we get going, I'm just going to give you all a second or two to kind of get the broadcast coming across your feed. So if you are hearing me okay, somebody just let me know in the comments and let me know that the broadcast is being received. Just give me a shout out or something so I know that you can hear me. Otherwise, we're going to drive on because I'm going to assume that everybody can hear me pretty good, and I don't want to take a minute to check the feed. So if you are seeing the broadcast right now, just drop a comment below and let me know that you are hearing me loud and clear, and I'd appreciate it. All right. So what are we going to talk about tonight? Listen, y'all, if you have a mortgage, or any other debt, then you need to be paying attention to what I'm going to share with you tonight. Oh, awesome. So Donald says, hey, obviously he can hear me. So looks like we got some folks coming on that can hear the broadcast loud and clear. Wiley says he can hear me, tuning in from YouTube. Appreciate that, Wiley. All right, great. Listen, y'all, if you're over 30, more than likely you are a homeowner, or should I say a home renter. Because if you have a 30-year mortgage or 15-year mortgage and you have not made all your payments, then I want you to think about this. Who really owns your home? Is it you or is it the bank? Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if you have not made all your mortgage payments, guess what? You're a home renter, or better yet, a mortgage payer. Because until you make that very last payment, the bank actually owns your home. Now, you say, Charles, that can't be true. Well, listen, have you ever seen people face foreclosure? Maybe you know somebody who's faced foreclosure, or maybe you know somebody who was actually foreclosed on. Do you think the bank cares that they only had 3 payments left? If they all of a sudden stop making those payments, they're going to come after you, and they're going to come after your home because that is the collateral. So if you haven't made that last payment, then I'm sorry, your mortgage means that the bank still owns your home. All right. So what we want to do is become true homeowners. And the only way to do that is to pay off your mortgage. Now, you may be saying, well, Charles, my parents never really paid off their mortgage. Why should I pay off my mortgage? Listen, here's why. Okay. And we teach this in the Smart Money group, in the Smart Money team of agents that I have out there and consultants all around the country. The reason that you want to pay off your mortgage is so you can stop giving the bank so much of your hard-earned money in the form of interest. Okay, interest. You see, it's not just about the fact that you're paying for something. All right, most of us have debt, and we're okay with borrowing money, and because if you borrow something, right, you should give it back, right? So if you borrow money from the bank for a car, or a student loan for your education, or to buy a house, right, you should have to pay that money back. But what we get upset about with the financial institutions is the fact that the game is rigged. Now, what do you mean by that, Charles? Well, here's what I mean. You ever heard of a thing called an amortization schedule? That's the bank's playbook. All right. If you don't understand the bank's playbook, you don't understand how an amortization schedule works, then you don't realize that you're actually overpaying the bank. You're giving the bank more money than they deserve. All right. Listen, the amortization schedule is the tool that the bank uses to get more money from us in the form of interest. All right. And if you have never really paid attention to that, then over time you will learn that you're going to give, in some cases, 50, 60, maybe even 70% more money than you deserve to give to the bank. Okay. Meaning that in some cases, by the time you pay off your home, you could have bought two. You could have bought two. Think about that. If you have a $200,000, $300,000 home, right, and you pay to make so much interest to pay that first home off, and the amount of interest you give them actually is the same amount of interest or more than what you originally paid for the house. That amortization schedule is a beast. And if you don't understand how to destroy it, how to get at it, then you're going to be paying on your mortgage a long time. In fact, more than likely, you will never own your home free and clear. And that's just a sad fact. Unfortunately, it is a sad fact. So what do you got to do to take control? What do you have to do in order to get that mortgage paid off extremely fast? Well, that's what we're going to kind of talk about tonight in our broadcast. All right, so it looks like some folks are chiming in. Mama, good to see you on the call. Glad you can hear me. All right, appreciate that. Bobby Dale tuning in. Bobby, good to hear you. Good to see you. I mean, can't hear you. Good to see you. Bobby is also a Smart Money Team consultant there, and he is doing really well. And Donald, I saw him earlier. Donald is actually a rising star on the Smart Money Team out of Atlanta, Georgia. All right, so listen, if you were invited to this call by one of the Smart Money Team members, or if you just happen to come across this news feed, I'm super excited that you're here because, you know, we share all kinds of stuff. We share cat videos, we share what people ate last night and all this kind of stuff, all this foolishness that we see on Facebook and YouTube. But you know what? The information that I'm sharing with you tonight and that we've been sharing for many, many, many weeks and months now is the information that can actually change your life financially. Who doesn't need a change in their life financially with all the stuff going on right now, right? Think about it. Inflation. Some of y'all complaining, oh, the gas prices, oh, the food prices are going up, oh, everything's going up. Well, you know what? If you're out of debt, you don't have to worry about a whole bunch of bills, then you're not going to worry about gas prices. Think about rich people. Do they worry about the gas prices going up? Do they worry about the food prices going up? No. You wouldn't have to worry about it either if you did the things you need to do financially. But unfortunately, most of you who are watching this broadcast can't say that because you have debt. And the largest debt most of you will have is your mortgage. $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, $2,500, or up to $3,000 going out of your pocket each month, month after month after month after month, year after year after year. And what does that do for you? It causes you to have to budget in a way that you're concerned about your money. All right. So what I'm going to share with you tonight, hopefully, will get the creative juices flowing in your mind to understand how evil that is and that you have a chance and an opportunity right now to take care of that debt faster than you ever thought possible using your current income, not having to go through the bank and refinance, not having to consolidate your loans, not having to do modifications. You don't have to get home equity loans or home equity lines of credit. And you don't have to make more than the minimum monthly payment. We have a serious system that can help you pay off your 30-year mortgage in 5 to 7 years. Now, who wouldn't like to have their 30-year mortgage paid off in 5 to 7 years? In fact, We have some folks, once they start using our system, actually pay it off under 5 years. Now, what would life be like for you if you no longer had that mortgage payment? What would life be like for you if you could finally get rid of those student loans? I know, listen, I've been out of school for 25 years. And you know what? I still have friends and classmates who are still paying on their student loan. You say, Charles, that can't be true. That's not possible. Well, guess what? They have this thing called deferment, and people get out of school and they defer the loans year after year after year for one even reason or for another. And guess what? The interest continues to accumulate, the debt continues to grow, and they just don't ever catch up. And the reason why is because they don't know how to handle it with all the other debt they have. All right. So student loan debt is like second behind mortgage debt. We got to do something about it, folks. You don't need to pass on this debt over and over and over to your family members over and over and over. So tonight, what I'm going to share with you is our tool and resource and some resources that you can do to learn more about how you can get control of this debt and not only get rid of the debt, but also how you can start building wealth. All right. So tonight's topic, what I want to talk to you about. Okay. If you saw my post and you saw the lead up into this particular broadcast, we're going to talk about mortgage burning parties. And you say, Charles, what the heck is a mortgage burning party? Right? I'm assuming that you're saying that. And I'm assuming you're saying that because you've never attended one or you have no idea that they even exist. So let's talk about that. What is a mortgage burning party and why would you want to care about that? And why would you want to host one of these days? So in the 20th century, all right, many years ago now, okay, when a homeowner finally made that last payment and they got the paperwork from their bank saying that they own their home free and clear, they had a wingding of a party. They invited their friends, their neighbors, their family members. It was a big deal. It was a big event, right? And they would symbolically grab that mortgage paperwork during that party and they would light a fire and burn it, symbolizing that they were homeowners now. They own their home, all right? Think about that. You've been paying on your home for 30 years. It's a significant event. And back in the day, it was celebrated like that. But how many mortgage burning parties have you been invited to lately? Put it in the comments if you've ever been to a mortgage burning party. Do they still exist? Yes, they do. There are folks who still carry on that tradition. In fact, there are a lot of churches that will still carry on that tradition because they understand the importance of having a church building paid off. So there are still people that have mortgage burning parties. Now, things are a little different today. Okay. In fact, when you get your mortgage, well, let me put it like this. Back in the day, they used to actually burn the mortgage note because it was no digital information flow, and the mortgage was the only thing that tied you to the fact that you had to make payments and that you were not the owner of something, okay, of that house. So when you burned that, the bank had no other paperwork. You definitely were the owner of that property, okay? So once you had that information, that was you, all right? And once you burned it, there was no other record, okay, that you owed anything. But now in the world of digitalization and electronic file transfers and all that, you're not going to get the original paperwork or anything like that. What you're going to get is something from the lender in the form of a letter saying you have completely paid off this mortgage. You own the home free and clear. Now, that's your proof that you paid off the home. So you don't want to burn that. You don't actually want to burn that. What you want to do is make a copy of it, though, right? Put that paperwork in your safe or someplace safe, and then you take the copy and symbolically have your mortgage burning party and burn that copy, showing all the folks that you know, family and friends, that it is possible to own your home, that you have an asset now that you can pass on to your children or your grandchildren because you own that home free and clear. So that's what mortgage burning parties represented back then. And that's what they still represent now. But we see fewer and fewer of these parties because fewer and fewer people actually pay off their home. Oh, the banks have brainwashed us in so many different ways to believe that debt is good. It's good for them, and they want to keep you in debt for as long as they possibly can. Why? Because that's how banks make their money. They want to keep you in debt all your natural life. And that's why mortgages are 30 years long. And in some places, you can get 40 and 50-year mortgages, like California or New York. Think about that. A 50-year mortgage. Is the intent for you to ever own your home? Absolutely not. The intent is to keep you in debt for as long as possible. Okay? Which for many of us, that would be our natural life. It's like having a 30-year prison sentence. You know, if you have a home that you bought in your 40s, right? Think about that. 30 years is putting you up into the 70s, okay? 30 years is going to put you close to the average lifespan of a male. You're going to probably die before your home is paid off. So what do you do to counter that? I'm telling you the game plan right now. All right. Some of you think, well, all I got to do is follow the bank's plan and use the biweekly program and make an extra payment a year. Sure, you could do that. And mathematically, if you do that, you can take a 30-year mortgage and take off 7 years off of that, meaning you'll still have 23 years left. And if you're okay with that, then do that. But for most of us, that's not aggressive enough. We need to do something faster, because having this mortgage is keeping us from starting a family. Having this mortgage is keeping us from retiring when we want to. Having this mortgage is keeping us from vacationing the way we want to, spending time with friends and family, and doing some of the things we'd rather do in life. And I've shared with you on many broadcasts how I was able to retire from the Army, and I have not worked since 2016 because I did a lot of real estate investing, paid off mortgages, and the income, the passive income that came in, set me and my family up for a very long time. And here's the deal. I wasn't able to do this on my own. I was fortunate and blessed to come across somebody who said, Charles, you know what? You got a 30-year mortgage, right? Yes, I do. In fact, I had just got my home. What if you could actually pay that 30-year mortgage off in 5 to 7 years? Would that be something you'd be interested in? And I actually thought I was getting scammed or going to be tricked. But I said, yeah, I'm interested in that. All right. Because I thought I was doing what I could do by making little extra payments and things. But again, it's not aggressive enough. I knew where I wanted to be years from where I was at the time. And I knew I wanted to own more than one house. I wanted to own multiple properties because I wanted that passive income stream to come in, right? Especially when I was retired, right? Because I knew that my retirement check was going to get cut by 50%, all right? You can't survive on Social Security. You can't survive, and many of you won't even have retirement checks because you won't have that kind of luxury, all right? So if you leave that corporate job, those benefits go away. So what are you doing? What are you doing to make sure that you are set up for success financially for the many years to come? What are you doing? How do you cope with that? Look, you got to take care of the debt first. And so when I saw this system that this guy showed me and told me that you can have that 30-year mortgage paid off in 8 years based on your current income, I literally didn't know what to think. All I knew is that thank you, God, for letting this guy come cross paths with me and introducing me to something I had no idea about. That many of you have no idea exist. Many of you think you just got to go through the flow, through the motions. I just got to make this payment each month, month after month, and 20, 30 years comes, I'll finally have it paid off. That's if you don't do something stupid like refinance again, right? Because most people refinance every 3 to 5 years, right? And the banks know that. That's the average, okay? And when you refinance, what do? You restart the mortgage clock all over again. And all the money that you have paid the bank up until that refinance goes through is just a big tip to the bank. Because when they reset the mortgage clock all over again, you're going to start paying all that interest up front all over again. And you think you got a good deal because you got a lower payment and a lower interest rate. Well, you just gave the bank probably $20,000 or $30,000 before you refinanced anyway. So they're happy to give you that interest rate, and they're happy to lower your payment because they know 3 to 5 years later, you're probably going to refinance again, and they're going to keep you in debt and keep you in debt and keep you in debt. So what is it that you can do? What is it that I did? What is it that I've taught the people in the Smart Money Group to do? Well, first of all, educate yourself. Understand that there's always a better way if you're willing to listen and you're willing to do a little bit of research. Second of all, what if you had a system, a mathematical system, computerized, cutting edge technology that could destroy the bank's amortization schedule? Destroy it, meaning that all that interest the bank wants to get from you, they're not going to be able to get from you because the system we have seeks out the amortization schedule. It understands it. It understands your particular financial situation, and it can map out the game plan for you to be able to destroy the interest. Well, the second, third order effects of that is you pay things off faster and you save more money. Now, who out there that's listening to me would not like to save more money? Tell me. Because if you don't want to save more money and you just don't mind giving away your hard-earned money to the bank, then you're probably watching the wrong broadcast because that's not what we are doing here. We are trying to save you money, help you build wealth so that you can spend more time with your family, so that you can retire and start working until you're 65, 70 years old, and so that you can enjoy life with your kids or your grandkids, or maybe put college money aside for them so they don't have to go out and try to get these student loans that you know is going to set them back for many years, keep them from starting families and keep them from buying their first car or keep them from buying a house because they don't have the money for the down payment, all the different situations that could be rectified if you owned your home and stopped paying all that money to the bank. And people say, well, Charles, why would I want to do that? Why would I want to, pay off my home? Right? I can get investments and all that kind of stuff. Listen, I used to think that craziness too. But if you have no mortgage payment and you have $2,000 mortgage payment you were making previously, all right, guess what? Take that money, invest it over the 20, 30 years and find a good investment. And I guarantee you're going to come out on a lot of money. I can testify to that. So the bottom line here is, folks, listen, you have to get some smarts about yourself and understand that having a mortgage for 30 years is not financially what you want to do. You need to get rid of it as fast as possible. And the way to do that is to get with the Smart Money Group and the Smart Money team, educate yourself, and find our system and start using it. So I'm going to take a break here. Kim says, hello. Hey, Kim, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. And Tina's tuning in. Tina is also a Smart Money team member. Thanks, Tina, for tuning in. And who else we got on the line? Anybody else on the line? I can't see anybody else right now. But I want to thank you all for tuning in to the broadcast. Now, listen, we've got so much stuff that I can share with you. I hope you got something out of what I've been chatting with you about tonight. You said, well, Charles, how can I get more information? Here's what I need you to do. Okay. I need you to go here to the smartmoneygroup.org. Now, the smartmoneygroup.org is a website, and it's our Facebook community. It is powerful because inside this community I started, we've got almost 7,500 members in there right now, all getting the education that freed me from debt bondage 15 years ago. What is it that I'm talking about? What is it that can be done? What is it about this amortization schedule? What is it about banks and bank history? What is it that Charles is trying to share? How you get more real estate, how you get that passive income from rental properties, all this stuff I have put together inside a private Facebook group, and I share all this information absolutely free. But here's the thing, we don't want any and everybody. I only want people to come in the group who are wanting to get out of debt bondage. I only want people in there who are interested in really, truly getting rid of their mortgage or their student loan debt or their credit card debt or their auto loans. So if you go to this group, smartmoneygroup.org, you will see the website. It will tell you what the group is all about. If you think that it's something that you would like to be involved in, then click on the button there after you watch the video, enter your name and your email address on the form that pops up, and it will redirect you to our private Facebook group, because only those people that go through that process are we going to let in, because we don't want scammers, hackers. We don't want people that are in there who are not serious about paying off debt. It's a very private, select group. And when you go in there and see the information in there and the comments that everybody is making, you will be impressed with the information that is being given away for free. And you will also learn my secret resource and tool that's been around for 15 years, but most of you have no idea exists. Cutting edge technology that will help you rapidly eliminate your debt. Rapidly eliminate your debt in record time. So go there to the smartmoneygroup.org and check it out. All right. Now, finally, here's what I'm going to tell you. If you were invited by a team member here, somebody from the Smart Money team, check out this broadcast. Go and thank that person, because they're doing you a favor. They care enough about you that they want you to understand what they have, that they are on a path to be completely debt-free in probably 5 to 7 years, paying off mortgages that range from $100,000 to $700,000, saving anywhere between $50,000 in interest to up to $2.2 million. It doesn't matter what type of loan you have. It doesn't matter if it's business. It doesn't matter if it's commercial. It doesn't matter if it's a private loan. It does not matter if it has an amortization schedule attached to it. This system and the information we're sharing will help destroy it so that you gain the unfair advantage against the bank. Get that money back in your pocket so you can do the things you want to do in life. So get back with the Smart Money team member that invited you and say, I want to know, what do I need to do? What do I need to do to get in this group? And what do I need to do to become debt free? Listen, folks, you have a choice. You can let this go in one ear and go out the other, and you can say, that guy's popping smoke. But those people that know me personally know that I am not joking around when it comes to real estate investing, paying off debt, and being able to live the lifestyle I want to live. Be able to do things for my family without having to worry about the cost. I don't worry about the cost. I don't worry about how much the food costs when I go out. I don't worry about how much it takes the cost to go to a park and take the family to a park. I don't worry about gas prices and stuff. Heck, I got a big Suburban, and it takes like $200 to fill that thing up. All right. But I don't care. You know why? Because when you have passive income and when you have eliminated your debt, you can live off a fixed income. and your money will go further for you than you ever thought possible. Now, if you're over 30 and this ain't starting to sink in your head and in your heart, shame on you, because you're going to turn 35 one day, 40 one day, 45 and 50, and you're going to look back and say, I saw a broadcast and I was invited by some folks from the Smart Money team to really free myself from debt, and I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And you will be 45, 50, 55, 60 years old, still trying to figure out how to pay off your home, if you're ever going to pay it off. When we have the secret, we have the tool, we have the technology, we have the resources, and we're gonna gladly share it with you. Okay, it will blow your mind. I promise you that. So go to the Smart Money Group and check it out. Smartmoneygroup.org. Like I said, smartmoneygroup.org. It was on the ticker. If you catch this as a replay, just rerun it back and see that website there, and go there and say, I want this information. All right. Remember, we're only taking you if you're serious. So you're going to have to go through a process. We don't let everybody in the house. Okay. We don't let everybody in the house. You have to be serious. Okay. Now, having said that, listen, folks, do you know somebody needs to see this? Do you know somebody who's in debt? Do you know somebody who'd do a lot better with their lifestyle if they just got rid of that student loan or the credit cards or the mortgage or whatever other loans, business, personal loans they might have? Then share this. Share this. All right. Share this before you share that cat video. Share this before you share some silly stuff that you see on Facebook or YouTube, whatever case may be, on TikTok or all that stuff. Share this, because people need to understand that there is a solution to their problem. In fact, Lorenzo and I, when we do this broadcast, we often say this, and then I'll close with this, that we have the answer to financial cancer. We do. We all know what cancer means in the health sense. So let's think about it. If you had a family member, a friend, or a coworker that was suffering, willing away from this illness, and you actually had the cure, would you not share it with them? I mean, seriously, would you let them suffer like that? I mean, I know I couldn't watch a family member or a friend or a coworker or somebody I know just simply suffer unnecessarily if I had the cure. So what I'm telling you today is that we have the answer to financial cancer. So stop suffering from mortgage debt, student loan debt, auto loan debt, credit card debt. Stop suffering unnecessarily and giving all that money away in interest to the bank, when we have a solution for you, a cure that can help you get to a normal financial state, which is being completely debt-free from bondage, breaking those chains, breaking the curse of debt in your family. It only takes one. It only takes one to change the course of a family's history financially. All you got to do is trust the information that I'm sharing with you, and the people who are on my team are going to share with you. And I promise you, just like it changed their life, it will change your life too. In fact, in upcoming broadcasts, we will have some of those folks on here whose lives that have been changed by following the system and using the cutting edge technology that I've shared with them. All right. So having said that, if you catch this as a replay, please put hashtag replay in. I still want to know that you saw this broadcast. Okay. If you have a question about anything that I'm sharing with you tonight, if you want me to answer it live right now on the air, go ahead and post it below. If not, and you catch this as a replay, post it in the comments anyway. I'll promise you I'll get back with you and answer it, or somebody else on the Smart Money team will answer it for you. All right. And the last thing I want to share with you is, if you can't catch me on Facebook because maybe we're not personally connected, or maybe somehow you didn't see this come across your news feed, you can always catch us at the smartmoneyteamhangout.com. Just look below here, smartmoneyteamhangout.com. That's our YouTube channel that you can log into or check out on the website. We broadcast through there as well. So we're covering Facebook and we're covering YouTube. All right. So having said that, make sure you got that, smartmoneyteamhangout.com. So that's our YouTube channel. You can join me right here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I know it may be a little early for those of you on the West Coast. All right, that's okay. You can catch this as a replay, but make sure whatever you do that you go through and catch this. All right, finally, the last thing I will leave y'all with is we're always looking for great high speed, low drag people like yourself who would like to join our crusade against debt and poverty in America. And we are on a crusade, folks. I want to take this movement to the next level. I want hundreds, if not thousands of people around the country who want to be debt free and help other people become debt free so that they can build wealth for themselves and their family. But guess what I'll do for you? If you say, I want to become a member of the Smart Money team, I want to be a part of that crusade, Charles. I want to eliminate my own personal debt and all the debt in my community and people around me, family, friends, and all that. I want to help people do this. Then get back with the person who invited you and say, what do I need to do to join? Or send me a private message and say, Charles, I want to be a part of this. What do I need to do to be a part of Smart Money team? I want one of those nice fancy hats that you got on with the dollar sign, symbolizing you're breaking free of debt bondage. You're on the right financial path. That's what we want for you. Join us in our movement. Get back with the person that invited you to the show. Now, let me see. Oh, yeah, we got a few more comments. All right. Stacy. Hey, Stacy, thanks for tuning in. Stacy's tuning in off the YouTube. Thank you, Stacy. I don't know who invited you, but I appreciate you dropping in, and hopefully something was said of value to you. Hey, Antonio, appreciate the shout out, man. Thank you very much for tuning in. And I hope that this is not the last time that all you are tuning in. Those of you who are new, join us every Wednesday, right here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be bringing a whole lot of information to y'all. You know, how you can get more rental properties, how you can create that passive income, how you can be a part of our Smart Money team and create passive income, what the importance of life insurance and types of life insurance that you should have. That, you know, people think life insurance is all about death and death benefits, but did you know life insurance is guaranteed money? Pay a premium, you're going to get guaranteed money, right? Yes, you may not be here for some types of life insurance, but guess what? There are a lot of life insurance policies out there that you can get, that you can cash on while you're living. Did you know that? Did you know that you can do stuff like that? This broadcast, I guarantee you, is going to help enlighten you about financial things that you really need to know for yourself, that you can be passing on to your children, that you can change the course of your family. But we specialize in debt elimination and building wealth, and we're going to cover all these different things that are going to help you financially. So thank you all for tuning in, and I appreciate you taking the time to tune in tonight. Let me see. We got a few questions here, and I'm going to go, what if someone does not have Facebook? How can the information be shared? So again, Tina, if somebody does not have Facebook or not have YouTube, they do not necessarily have to go into the Facebook group. All right. But if they come on YouTube or they come on to Facebook just as a public, because we have open public broadcast, they can get the information through the public broadcast. But if they want the detailed information, as a Smart Money team member, we have ways to share videos through email and things like that for them to be able to see what our cutting edge technology and our strategies can do for them. Okay. So good question. Hopefully I answered it in a way that makes sense to you. Anybody else? Did I miss any other questions? Because I want to at least answer the questions before we get off, as I know I've gone a little bit over tonight. All right, it doesn't look like I have any more questions. So again, tune in next week, same bat channel, same bat time. We're going to talk more about what you can do to become financially free by eliminating your debt, building wealth All right. And I promise you, folks, if you go to the site that I told you about, smartmoneygroup.org, become a part of our Facebook group, you will really, really drool at the information that I'm sharing in there for free. And then you're going to be very, very shocked about the technology that our Smart Money team members are using to free themselves from debt bondage. Many of them paying off their mortgages in a record 5 to 7 years, just using their current income. Wow, can you believe that? I know that it's hard to believe, but it's true. All right. So thank you all for tuning in tonight. Look forward to seeing you on next week's broadcast. And remember, get back with a person that invited you to the show. Share this with somebody you think needs to hear it. And I look forward to seeing y'all next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we talk about how to continue to get yourself free from debt bondage. All right. We want you to have a mortgage burning party in the near future. Y'all take care. Enjoy the rest of the week. I'll see you next week.